Hey everybody, I'm John Muir Laws, and I want to talk to you about keeping your nature journaling gear in a handy shoulder kit. Rather than having loose pieces of equipment lying around the house that you have to search for and scavenge for every time you want to go out nature journaling, get your kit together. And I recommend putting it in a bag that goes over your shoulder rather than a backpack. If it's in a backpack, it's just a lot less accessible. If you're walking down the trail like, oh, it's a bird, I'd like to draw the bird. Well, then you're going to take off your backpack, open it up and move the lunch and move the poncho, pull out the, oh no, the water bottle leaked, and it's a mess. And by that time, the bird has flown away. So what you going to do? So have your journaling kit in a bag that goes over your shoulder. You can still have a backpack with you with your lunch and your poncho and all that sort of stuff. And you're hiking down the trail, you stop to sketch, just drop your backpack down and you've got all your gear with you. Also, while you're walking down the trail, you see something you want to draw, you can just reach into your journal bag, pull out a pencil, pull out a journal, and sketch. Then it's easy to drop that stuff back into your bag and you're off down the trail. You didn't even have to take off your backpack. So if it's really accessible, you'll end up sketching and journaling more. And that's a very good thing. So let's think about some characteristics that you want in your bag. Generally speaking, we're going to keep the bag fairly simple, lightweight, water resistant is a very, very good thing. And having a shoulder band that is wide enough that it's not going to cut into your shoulder and hurt your shoulder by the end of the day, those are very, very good things. Different people are going to prefer bags of different sizes, but with friends from the Nature Journal Club, we spent a few years kind of designing and redesigning what we think would be the ideal nature journal bag. And I want to show you one. I've got the prototype for the current bag. I've been now using it for about a year, and I really like it. So I want to show you the features of the bag that is now available on my store. By the way, you may have in your house already a shoulder bag that is going to work just fine. You don't need to run out and buy new gear. Nature journaling does not need to be an expensive pastime. But if you are looking for something like this, well, you can use this one. I really like it. So let's check out the features of it. So I like to have on the outside of the bag a zipper pocket, so I can put my really high percentage drawing tools in there. So the pens that I reach for all the time, those go right there in that outer zipper pocket. But the stuff you don't use as frequently, keep it in the main compartment in a separate little bag. That way you can, just by touch, you're walking along and think the blue pen, oh, it's the blue pen, right? And you're not fumbling. If you've got too many tools, it's harder to find the really high percentage ones that you like. Now you want a main compartment that is going to be large enough for putting a full-size journal in, if you use a full-size journal. If you use a smaller journal, then you can get away with a smaller kit. But I like to have a larger size journal. This allows me to kind of spread my ideas out and have more room to sort of work around with my ideas and my observations. So I like having a larger journal. But that, again, it's a personal choice. But you want to make sure that your journal bag can safely fit and hold, and ideally be able to secure whatever tools you have. So if you're climbing trees and things, you're not going to be losing gear. Water resistant is a nice feature, but not essential. If your kit, if your bag absorbs water, though, you just have to be really careful when you're going out on a damp or dewy day. And because when you sit down in the grass, it's going to be sucking up water, and you don't want that getting up into your watercolor kit. You don't want that getting up into your journal. This one has a few other features. So on the back, there's a non-zipper pocket, and that way, if you want to, you can have your main compartment closed, and just as you're kind of sketching around during the day, you can drop your journal into there. when you want things to be secured so you can climb your trees. Climbing trees, good activity. All right, things can go into that main compartment. On the outside, this one has little pouches on either side. One of them has an elastic band, and that makes it just sort of the right size for a standard size water bottle to be able to slide in there and be secure enough that it won't pop out. The other side doesn't have an elastic band on it, but you can fit sort of smaller, flatter things into that one. Inside the main compartment, let's go there now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn the whole thing inside out so you can see the structure of this. The inside of this is made of a lighter material, making it brighter on the inside, easier to sort of look around. And you'll see on one wall of it, there is another compartment that you can sort of separate materials out into. On the other side, it's a double compartment, so that it just gives you more places to organize your stuff. So then when I turn this back the other way, it is going to have one central compartment, and there will be on the walls a big side pouch and two smaller ones. So a total of 4 little places that you can organize things on the inside. The zipper that goes over the top is water resistant. So you want to think of something like this as being water resistant. Waterproof. I'm always skeptical when I see that from what I know about outdoor gear. Generally, you want something that will kind of, in most conditions, kind of keep your powder dry. But I wouldn't throw that over the side of a kayak. That's not going to work out well for you. A bag that is going to be durable enough to stand up to field conditions is a really good idea. I really like this system. We've tested it. We made a bunch of modifications on it. The company that we contracted with to make these journaling bags, Flowfold, they're a US-based company, and they source most of their stuff locally. They're good folks. So we feel good about having a working relationship with them. They've come up with a really sturdy design. Again, I've been using it for a year. Before this, I used a lighter weight bag, and this one I'm seeing some real advantages over this system. So it's more waterproof. It's got wider straps, and I like the organization of the pockets even better. It's not overbuilt. It's too many bells and whistles. So the whole thing still is it's lightweight. It's useful. So consider getting yourself some sort of a shoulder bag system for your nature journaling gear. You might start just by looking around the house and seeing if there is something there that fits the bill. And then when you get your journaling kit together, take that bag and hang it on a peg right by the front door. And then whenever you're walking out, you'll just like, oh, it's easy to grab. It's right here. You always know where your stuff is. And your kit is always packed and ready to go. So if there's a favorite pencil that you have, if you need to do other sketching around the house, just have a copy of that same kind of pencil in some other place so that you always know that your bag has got all your stuff in it. Your binoculars, your journaling supplies, whatever other materials you like to bring with you. And you're going to find that you end up journaling just a little bit more because you've reduced the hassle in going from the stage of, oh, I think I'd like to journal, to, oh, I'm journaling now. And that's a good thing. Happy sketching, everybody. Thanks for watching.